This is Diane Lovetobake, and what we're going to make is a half sheet cake. And we're going to be making a red velvet half sheet cake. The pan that I'm using is a half a sheet. The dimensions will be with the directions and the recipe below the video, and it is a 2-inch pan. I always get that question. So I'll have the dimensions and whatever, and like I said, underneath the video. And I went ahead and I greased it heavily, and then I dusted it with flour. This is kind of a big recipe, so I'm hoping that I don't miss anything. I'm going to be very careful not to. Well, the first thing that we're going to start off with is a cup of vegetable solid shortening, okay? And I'm going to put that in my mixing bowl here, or mixer. This particular recipe really should be done with a stand-up mixer. I've never attempted with just a hand mixer, but anyway, I'm going to break that up and get it creamed. Now the next thing you're going to need is granulated sugar, and you're going to be using 3 cups, which I'm going to blend with the shortening till it becomes smooth. Okay, so I'm going to just put a little at a time. Now, this particular part of the recipe is you really want to beat it for about 5 minutes, but I'm going to move it along due to the video. But you do want to beat it for, like I said, at least that 4 to 5 minutes till you know it's really very smooth. Make sure it's well combined. I'm going to raise my speed a little bit, so I'll warn you about the sound, and I won't talk so that you know, that you'll be able to hear me when I do talk. So I'm going to, you know, do that now. Okay, one of the reasons I raised it as high as I did is, again, because I generally spend 5 minutes beating this, but I do want to move it along for the video, so I need that higher speed to, you know, to move it along. So I'm going to turn it on once again. Okay. The next thing that you're going to be putting in is 4 eggs, and I've had them at room temperature. I'm going to put one in at a time till they're blended, and then add the second, and so on and so forth. All right, this is our second one going in, and our third, and then our fourth. Now, once you beat that in, it will be extremely like a pretty pale yellow. Okay, I'm going to get to the bottom of this mixing bowl a little bit. And again, keep in mind, I'm moving it along due to the video. And I'm going to just beat it for a few more seconds. Part is the one that I was worried that I would forget about. And it is, you're going to need, of course, food coloring. And everyone has different ideas about food coloring, but I am using the regular food coloring, you know, that comes out of the little bottles. Now, you need anywhere, I tend to use about 1/4 cup. If you want a very intense red, then you're going to need to go up to even as much as 1/2 cup of red food coloring, unless you use beets or beet juice or that type of thing, whatever you choose. But I try to stay within about 1/4 cup, and I like the red that it bakes up into the cake. But if you want, again, a very intense red, you're going to need more food coloring, okay? And that can be up to a half a cup. Now, the next thing that you're going to have and you're going to need is unsweetened cocoa, okay? The baking cocoa. And what we're going to be putting in these 4 tablespoons, we're going to be putting in not only the food coloring, the red food coloring, okay, I'm going to try to get that all out of there because we really do want that color to come through, okay. And then we're going to put 3 teaspoons of vanilla in this liquid mixture, okay. You really don't have to stir it, but I'm just trying to combine it with the spoon. And then you're going to be putting in your 2 teaspoons of salt into this mixture, okay? All right. Now, once you do that, what we're going to do is we're going to put this in at this time, okay? And get that in there. So I'm just going to put that in. With my spoon, I'm going to make sure to try to get all of that out. Okay, very good. And I'll just bring my speed up a little bit. Okay, and as always, I like to get those sides and get that bottom mixed in. Okay. And it will produce a quite nice red, as you can see. But you decide on the amount, okay, of the food coloring. Now we're just going to bring that in. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is alternate between the milk and the flour. So you're going to need in all-purpose flour, of course, you're going to need 4 cups plus 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Again, 4 cups plus 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. I'm going to alternate it with my milk. What I tend to do is I use 2 cups of, you can use 2 cups of buttermilk, or 2 cups of sour milk. Now what I do is with my milk, I go ahead and I take a measuring cup like this. And if you have a 2-cup measuring cup, well, it's a lot easier, but I have the one right now. And I put a tablespoon of white vinegar in there, okay? And then I pour the milk till it reaches 1 cup. And I make 2 of them, if you hopefully can understand what I meant. So once again, I put 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. If you don't have white vinegar, go ahead and use lemon juice, okay? And then fill it to one cup, and then, you know, I put it in this bowl and I made another one. I just doubled it. Unless you have a 2-cup mixing container, well, you can do it all together, okay? And now I'm just going to take time to alternate the flour with the milk, and I don't want to overbeat it because I don't want this cake to be really tough. So we'll put a little bit of flour in on low because we don't want the flour to go all over the kitchen. And then just put a little bit of milk in. I'm going to raise my speed a little bit. And just keep alternating that milk. I'm going to bring it up a little bit. Okay, we're going to put some more flour, and you get the idea. It's just, you just keep alternating and alternating. You want it to really combine and mix well, but you don't want to overbeat this cake. So I'm trying to be very careful so that doesn't happen. We're going to put the rest of that milk in. And I'm going to raise my speed. Once again, I want to get to the bottom with my spatula here, clean up those sides, make sure everything is being combined. Okay, and we got a nice red color there, as you can see. And let's just beat it for just a little bit more. Now, as I take my panel out here and the excess that I want to get off here, this next part is the one that I was telling you that I was kind of worried I would forget to tell you about, or the order of it. Otherwise, this recipe is, you know, pretty easy to put together. It's just remembering the different steps. Okay, and now I'm just going to, again, make sure everything's combined. You're going to get a nice silky batter out of it. Okay? All right, and I want to rinse my hands real quick here. All right, now this last part is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be using 2 teaspoons of white vinegar that I have in this little dish. And then you're also going to be putting 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Now what you're going to do is, and I want to grab a little spoon here because I'm going to need that. Okay. You're going to combine the vinegar with the soda. It's going to foam up, and then you're immediately going to put it in this batter, and you just want to fold it in. You don't want to do any more mixing or that type of thing. You want it so this cake comes out fluffy and not real dense and heavy. So we're going to take the white vinegar to that. As you see, it foamed up. Okay. Make sure that I got it all out. Foamed up. There we go. And then I'm just going to fold that into the mixture and try not to overbeat it as the last step to making this cake batter. Okay, and that should do it. And now I'm going to pour the batter evenly into my pan, my half-sheet pan, and get it all out. Now you can see the red. That's where you know you'll want to make your own decision if you want it redder, deeper than that. And just smooth it out as best as you can. Get to those corners. Okay, there we go. And of course we want to get all that batter out. Okay, now you're going to be baking this cake at 325 degrees, and it's going to take you anywhere from 40 to 45 minutes. Depending on your oven, because as we do realize, all ovens set up so differently. So, you know, keep a watchful, you know, eye on it. Okay, and let's just smooth this out. Okay, all right, set that aside. And then we're just going to give it a couple taps, all right? And it'll go in a preheated oven, as I mentioned, for 40 or 45 minutes. Use a cake tester or a toothpick in the center and a couple other areas around the cake. Make sure that it comes out dry and that you know that it's properly baked, and then put that hot pan on a cooling rack till it cools, that you're ready to frost it. Now traditionally people do use a cream cheese frosting for this. I do have one on my channel, so if you get a chance, check it out, unless you have your own favorite cream cheese recipe, that type of thing, okay? And I want to show you what it looks like, the cake, once it bakes up. And this is how it will turn out for you. It does bake up nice and tall for you. It is a moist and a tender, I feel, a tender crumb to it. It really tastes, well, it's a delicious cake. If you're needing a large cake for a party or a church outing or something like that, this is just a great cake to make that I believe everybody will enjoy. So that's it. That's it for today. I want to thank you for watching Diane Lovetobake. Please subscribe to my channel, and also if you try this recipe and you liked it, well, leave a comment, because I always like to hear from you. And as always, I want to remind you that my videos are solely on YouTube, so that's where you're going to find my video recipes, only on YouTube. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.